after her incredible performance of Hatsukoi Cider on the first take that I've already reacted to recently, I am so happy to see Airi Suzuki return once again this time to do one of her own songs this time called The Magic of I'm Home. And this was actually really cool because it looks like it's the theme song for a movie called Safe Place, and it actually was her first ever solo lead role in a movie, it sounds like. So that's really freaking cool. So I mean, I'm very excited to see what she has in store for us with this, and I think it's going to be really good. I'm super excited. But before we get started, guys, if you'd like to show me some extra love and support outside of my YouTube content, best way you can do that is by checking out my Patreon, where I post exclusive content that you might not see over here ever, really, on my YouTube channel. And also, if you guys didn't know this, or didn't know this, I release music also, and I just released a brand new single recently called Tonight. So if you'd like to show me some extra love and support to either one of those, the link in the description will link in the description will be in the description down below. If you guys check that out, I greatly appreciate it. I hope to see you guys over there. Now let's go ahead and check this out and see what Airi has for us. Here we go. ああ、that's cute.
さて、私は、一人で自分の楽曲でファーストテイクお世話になるの今回が初めてなんですけど、今回は私の作詞した曲で自分の曲を歌うということで、これは、今年4月で32歳に私になるんですけど。
Hey, I have an April birthday too. That's kind of cool. Hell yeah, I like that a lot. Hell yeah. Birthday, April birthdays, I mean.
私の一番世界で尊敬しているお母さんという人物に歌を書きたいなって。清坂さんも尊敬してますけど。でずっと思っていた夢を、清塚信也さんが曲を書いてくださって、私が詩を書くことで、
So this is the guy who
そして
basically
大
produced it
切
for
な
her.
大好きなチェロマリさん、3人で曲が完成したので、今日は、聴いてくれる方は、自分のただいまと言える場所、大事な人のことを考えながら聴いてもらいたいですし、私はお母さんからもらった言葉がたくさん入ってる曲なので、
I love that.
しっかりと届けばいいなと思いながら歌いたいと思います。
自分で作詞したの初めてなんだよね、ちゃんと。
はい、清塚さんが、愛理ちゃんが全部書かなかったら曲やらないってそれが約束だったので
愛理ちゃんが、
はい、
歌詞を作ってくれるなら曲作るよってね、条件を出したんですよ。
そう
めっちゃ素敵な歌詞ですね。
ありがとうございます。よし
やる？
やりますか。
愛理ちゃんね、素敵なチェロで支えてくださいます。よろしく
お願いします。
I love this. This is so cool. I wish artists would take the time to do more of like an intro like this, because it allows me to now be like more fully embraced in the song. Like I know what the song's about. I know almost like what to almost to like look for, I guess, and what to anticipate. And I love like knowing the background of like the fact that like, okay, she completely wrote this. This gentleman here only agreed to basically produce it for her if she wrote the song completely on her own. And so I love the little background story that we got here, like to know now like what should I anticipate with this performance? What should I be looking to? Like what should I be looking forward to, if you will? And so I really love that. That's really cool she took the time to do this, because now I'm fully ready. I'm like, okay, I know the whole story. I know what to expect. I know what the song's about. Let's do this thing. I'm ready to listen. This is going to be so fun. I love this. This is going to be so great. I can tell.
はい。お願いします。はい。未来の つでも笑えてますようにいつだって味方よ
I could see that for sure. That's such a mom line to say, like, I'm always on your side. Like, if anybody's ever out there that's going to support you, it's always going to be your mom. And that's why I feel like, especially for men, I feel like having a close relationship with your mom especially is so important, because the whole idea of saying like, oh, mama's boy and stuff like that, or like daddy's girl and stuff like that, that stuff is, it sounds so cliche but so true. Like, the most respectful men out there in the world are going to be the ones that have a close relationship with their mom, and their moms are going to be the ones that really raise them to be who they are. Like, I am the person I am today and the man that I've become because of the way my mom raised me. Yes, she raised me very harshly, and she had very high expectations for me as a person, but those expectations made me who I am today. It's the reason why I have this YouTube channel that has become so successful within the last 4 years. It's the reason why I am, an electronic producer. It's the reason why I managed to move 1,000 miles away from home where I grew up to basically live in an entirely different state. Something I never imagined doing. And I've been down here now for 5 years basically, and I'm still kicking, still doing great, So it's the reason why I am who I am is because of my mom. And so I could tell that this song is really going to reside with me, not necessarily from me being a mama's boy, but just from the way my mom raised me and whatnot. I could tell this song is going to very, very much reside with me and whatnot. I could tell.
今日ちゃんと生きていくのよ気づけば強くなっていた私はまだ幼い
Never grow
ま
up,
ま
kids.
で
Never grow up.
隠した心の涙もあなたには見抜かれてたんだね温かい声いつもの笑顔振り返る優しい背中あなたがくれた強くいなくていいんじゃないのが今の私を前に進めてるね大丈夫明日はきっと晴れるねちゃんとらしく笑っていてね
I really like this a lot. This is really freaking cool, because it's going almost beyond the idea of saying like she said, like, I wanted to write a song like for my mom, but it's really cool. This is almost like it's more of a song that you could almost interpret from really any perspective, because like not everybody's mom is really technically their biological mom. There's lots of people who come from different families where maybe they were raised by their aunt, so their aunt was basically their mom, or their grandmother was their mom, or some people who unfortunately are really, really bad off, sometimes their older sister was their mom basically, and basically helped raise them, and so I feel like this song is not necessarily meant to say like it's about somebody's biological mom. I mean, it could really be represented by anybody who you see as a figure in your life, as a mom figure, if you will. Yes, I've been very fortunate enough to grow up with a mom in my life that is, very much my biological mom and whatnot. So I'm very, very blessed to have been able to grow up with that kind of life. But even at the same time, there's plenty of people in my life that I consider almost like second moms to me, or a third mom, or whatever. There's so many teachers that I respect so much that I would almost say they were like a second mom to me, because they helped me through maybe some of the hardest times of my life in school or whatnot, or just helped me through even personal things and whatnot. And there's different stories I can go into and talk about, but obviously that's for another time. But I think that the beauty of this song is the fact that these were words that she is hearing from her own mom, but these are also words that people could have heard from anybody outside of their actual biological mom. They could have been hearing this from their grandparents or whatnot, or their stepmom, or an older sister, or a cousin, or something like that. Anybody that they see almost as like somebody who was like a mother figure to them, these words could reside with you still and whatnot, which is so cool. I love that. And like I said, some of these lyrics are just, they're so gorgeous and also so inspirational. Like the idea of saying like, keep smiling like you always do. And like saying like, if you go back here, you don't always have to be strong. That is so true. You don't always have to be strong. Some of the strongest people in the world are those that are sometimes even considered the weakest, because they have to fight from that weakest point in their life to get to be that strong person they have become, and sometimes it takes a lifetime. I mean, it took me many years to be able to get to a point where I could say that I am comfortable in my own skin and that I feel like I'm actually on the right path to where I want to be as an adult, as I continue to grow, for that matter too. As there's still so much I want to achieve and so much I still want to do, of course. But I think I'm finally on that right path after being around in this lifetime for as long as I have been. Now, I'm not saying that I'm very old, but just like, I'm, I don't know. You guys are never going to know my age. Sorry. I'm never going to reveal my age, but, you guys know, obviously, maybe not, but like I've mentioned different times that I am a 90s kid. So that's for your imagination to guess how old I am. But with the time that I've been in my life, I'm finally getting to a point now where I know I'm on the right path, and now it's just a matter of how long it's going to take for me to get to where I truly want to be in life, But again, like I said, going back, saying that you don't always have to be strong, and the fact that those were the words that kept her going, so true. I mean, even in saying surely the sun will shine tomorrow, like there's always gonna be ups and downs. There's always gonna be good days. There's always gonna be bad days, but doesn't mean it's always gonna be bad. Doesn't mean it's always gonna be good. You just gotta keep fighting through and keep going. It's such a great song already. I fucking love it so much. Boy, isn't that true?
一緒に泣いたりもしたね素直になれなくて
Gosh, I resonate with this so much, it's crazy.
思っていたよ気づけば手を広げて私を救ってくれたのは頑張れとおかえりなさいとふと言えたただいまの魔法今日はどうだったそうか頑張ったね背中で聞こえたあの日
What I really love about this is it's almost like she's telling us a story in a way. Like she's obviously singing it, but it feels like she's speaking like almost like poetry to us. Like she's almost using her mom's words to like encourage all of us in a way. Excuse me. You know, like even like if you just go back here for a second, the way she almost like speaks this one, like saying like I can tell you did your best, like that just feels like something that we all need to hear from even somebody like her as like an artist. Like we all need to hear that, and that's so cool that she's like some of this is very much of her singing, but some of the other stuff is like, you know what, just listen to this and just hear me out. Listen to what I'm saying for a moment here, as if she's speaking in terms of like that of a mother in a way, which is so cool.
頑張ったね背中で聞こえたあの日
So cool.
あなたがくれた自分の幸せを大切にしてが今も私の胸で繰り返すね大丈夫明日はきっと晴れるねちゃんとらしく笑っているから未来のあなたがいつでもいつまでも笑えていますように
So beautiful. So gorgeous. What the heck? Wow. Gosh, that was so spectacular. That was amazing. I think from my own life experiences, this is why I felt this so much, because she talked so much about, you know, what her mom has said to her versus like the things that happened between her and mom, saying like, you know, sometimes we did fight, sometimes we had our moments of crying together or whatnot. And so I love that, you know, she combined the idea of like the words of wisdom that she got from her mom with the, you know, real life examples too of also what they went through together and whatnot, which is so true because, you know, growing up, we all, I guarantee you probably all of us had our disagreements with our parents. We all had our moments where we didn't agree with something that they told us. You know, we were mad at them for grounding us for something that we didn't think was fair. You know, taking away a like TV, taking away video games, taking away our ability to go outside and hang out with our friends or whatnot. There's so many things that we probably completely disagreed with that our parents, and we'll say more specifically our moms, since we're talking about that in the song, completely just we would almost get so frustrated and so worked up. But in the long run, especially for me as an adult now, I look back on those moments and I realize that is what shaped me to be the person I am today. Like I said before, I don't want to keep repeating it and be like a beaten dead horse. So I'm just going to say a lot of the things my mom told me, the things that I might have disagreed with her and her parenting style or whatnot. At that time period, I don't think I was obviously old enough and mature enough to understand what she was doing for me. But now as a full grown adult, I understand why she told me the things she told me. That's why she, you know, was so harsh and so strict with me, because she wanted the best for me. She wanted me to be, you know, the best man I can be, the best person or best version of myself I can be as I got older. And so I think that now I cherish that more than anything as a full grown adult. And I think that it's so fascinating to me that, you know, the way she talked about her mom and whatnot very much resembles that of how I feel about my mom personally. And so it's cool to see that for me growing up here in America with the type of mom I had, and her growing up in Japan with a Japanese mom, and the fact that we both have very different cultures, obviously, and whatnot. And I guarantee you, she probably had a very much more strict lifestyle being from Japan and just how that culture is versus me over here in America and whatnot. It's cool though that we can still see that intercrossing of how similar our lifestyles are. And it's probably the same thing for you guys. You guys probably feel the exact same way. Whether you're from Japan also, or whether you're from Korea, or whether you're from somewhere in Europe, like, you know, the UK or France or Italy or something like that, you know, it feels like sometimes we kind of all grow up with very similar lifestyles and parenting styles, even though we're all from different parts of the world. And that's so cool to me. But yeah, and honestly, truly, what a fantastic, amazing song from her. And I really related to this one so much. And I really love seeing the diversity she has as a soloist versus what she did with the song from Buno when she was in a group. So yeah, really freaking cool, honestly. One of my favorite, I think, first tape performances I've ever seen and whatnot. And just such an inspirational song in all honesty. So amazing. Honestly, so cool. But anyways, guys, with that being said, if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and drop a like, subscribe to the channel by clicking down below. I'll go and post my reaction playlist for, I guess I'll just make one for Artie. I don't think I've made one yet for her yet, so go ahead and place this over here. You can check my reaction already over here. As always, thank you all so much for watching and showing support, and I will see you all in the next video. Alright guys, bye!